So I'm recording this before the game is even over. There's currently 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and the Nets are up by 30 something. Hey, let's start off by talking about the Warriors, just because negativity, that's fun. They looked rough. This might be a long season for the Warriors. Steph didn't look horrible. I don't think he probably didn't shoot well this game. Let's see what he did. 7 for 21, 2 from 10 from 3. Yeah, it didn't seem like a good shooting game because there is zero spacing on this team now that Clay, KD, and the whole dynasty is gone. As ironic as it seems, the Warriors might have some of the worst spacing in the entire league, and the Nets were able to focus all their attention on Steph. Made some tough shots, made some plays, had 10 assists. Pretty low on the turnovers, but sheesh, that was ugly. Wiggins, I don't know. I've never, after the Jimmy Butler year, I think we all realized that Wiggins is just not that dude. But I know some people still held out hope, like, oh, maybe he can grow to be like a two-way player and get you 20 a game, blah, blah, blah. He's just not. He can't make an open shot. He's not a quick decision maker. He's not good as the primary ball handler, even though that's probably the best way to use him as. But if you're using Wiggins as your primary ball handler, I think your team's just not very good at that point. So that's tough. That's a tough contract to eat if you're Golden State, because I don't know who's going to trade for that. It's just it was an odd trade back when it happened. I know some people were like, oh, he can be like their Harrison Barnes, but Wiggins has never been the shooter that Harrison Barnes has been, or just like Harrison Barnes can play a role, he can be a full package role player. Wiggins has never been able to do that. Wiseman, we didn't see a whole lot of him. He looked big and athletic. It's hard to really tell. I think he probably only played like 15 minutes or something. It's a lot to ask of Wiseman to be a productive, contributing, positive player as a rookie on a team that's trying to compete for the playoffs. And I think people just kind of penciled him in there as like, oh, they'll just have Wiseman start at center and be fine. And even though the kid's got all the talent in the world, I don't think he's necessarily going to be a good player this year. And I think that center spot's going to be rough for Golden State. And yeah, he only played 16 minutes tonight. Maybe Marquise Chris or Looney are going to be getting some of his minutes as the year goes on, but I could see this very quickly becoming a let's play Wiseman a lot of minutes this year type of year, because I just don't think the team's going to be in the playoff hunt. I think they're going to have to really just try to see what they have in Wiseman and look at what they can do with the Wiggins contract, but this might be a long year for Golden State. Other notes, Kelly Oubre looked athletic. It was a crazy little putback dunk he had in the beginning of the game. But outside of that, did not shoot well. Eric Pascal was a no-show. And I liked Eric Pascal last year. I thought he was probably like the lone bright spot for the Warriors season. Hopefully he bounces back. And then, that the bench is like Brad Wanamaker, like Marquise Chris, Looney, Kent 420 Blazemore. Like it gets pretty rough on that bench pretty quickly. Jordan Poole. But anyways, let's talk about the Nets. And you gotta be pretty excited if you're a Nets fan. I know I just ranted about how the Warriors probably aren't very good. They're probably gonna be bad this year. But KD looks really good. He's looked good all preseason. He looks like we gotta hold our expectations about all this. He's gonna be just as good after the Achilles stuff, because we need a bigger sample size, obviously. But so far, so good. And then Kyrie might be on a mission to send a message this year, guys. This might be a sneaky Kyrie MVP season. He looked unstoppable. There's a lot of his plays were unassisted, and just even when the Warriors played good defense, I felt Kyrie was just getting the best of them every single time in that first half. And the game was pretty much over halfway through the third quarter. I think the first 10 guys on this Nets team are really solid. When they can throw out their starting lineup today, was Kyrie and Dinwiddie at the guard spots, Durant and Harris as the other two like bigger wings, and then DeAndre like guarding the middle. I don't know. There's no power forward. We're not gonna call Durant a power forward. It's ball handler and 3 wings and a big. That's how they're running their offense. But that's a solid 5. Then off the bench you can have LeVert handle the ball. You'll have Shamet a shooter, Prince a shooter, and somebody who can attack a closeout. Jeff Green. I would love to say good things about Jeff Green, but Jeff Green's entire career has been a massive roller coaster. So we'll see about Jeff Green, and then Jared Allen as the big for the bench. I mean, that's 2 legitimate lineups they have that can go toe to toe with any bench unit in the league or any starting unit in the league. So you gotta be impressed with what the Nets did in this opening game. The one thing I did notice, I felt like Dinwiddie, I don't want to say it was completely like out of the offense because he did get touches, but maybe Dinwiddie would be better served coming off the bench, playing with LeVert and having LeVert and Dinwiddie be the primary ball handlers off the bench, and obviously Kyrie and KD be the primary ball handlers in the starting lineup, and then maybe just put Shamet in the starting lineup just to add more spacing and just another knockdown shooter. But yeah, guys, KD, Kyrie, Nets are scary this year.